So our lab is a nematology lab, and Luisa and Emily are passing you information, slides. The little containers that they're passing you is gel with stems of potatoes where verticillium has grown. So that's how we test whether stems have potato early die or verticillium wilt or not. And you also see some images of root lesion nematode and potato plants that have verticillium wilt or potato early die.
What rate poultry manure on that?
I guess I need to ask Luisa. Luisa?
I'm here.
Do the pictures are from our trials or
Yeah,
not?
of course.
You do. What rate represents which picture?
That's what the one underneath is untreated, and the one above is poultry manure at 1.25 tons per acre.
Okay, so the one the one that looks most damaged, right?
Is the
Okay, the one that looks most damaged is the control, and the other one is the poultry manure. All right, so our lab has been working for a while on root lesion nematode and potato early die. Luisa, now my PhD student, has taken over from Emily. Emily did her master's on it. And Luisa has decided to go a little bit more investigated the microbes that might be active, and she's going to do some molecular work on that. So she's active on that and trying to figure out why are some of these composts and manures working, and how can we inoculate or use biocontrol agents to make them better or make the environment better for them. But this is the work that we're doing right now and the results that we have. So we have tested several manure-based amendments, and we have found that some of their combinations can reduce root lesion nematode to 80% compared to before. And also some other treatments with microorganisms, poultry manure, and poultry manure over Vitae led to similar effective results. For verticillium, we have not gotten the same results. It's a little bit more difficult for us to control the fungi with the different treatments, chemical treatments and biological treatments and manures that it has been for the root lesion nematode. And for verticillium, we have not seen a significant reduction in the verticillium in the stems. But we have seen a reduction, even significant reduction, in the vascular discoloration. You know that brown, black line that develops internally in the potato? That line will be less frequently found in our treatments where we're using some of these composts and manures. We don't really understand the reasons why yet, so we are working on it. There might be a reason, some effect in the plant that the fungi is not growing up the stems as well, or there could be some suppression. Even though we're not detecting it in the stems, there's some suppression there. I'm not sure. And also some of my most effective manure-based amendments led to increase in yield. This is our results for this year. We have done previously many lab trials in which we have evaluated different compost and manure combinations, in which we have found like the layer ash blend and the poultry manure to be most effective. Our dairy manure, we did not find suppression of root lesion nematode. To the contrary, it almost seemed like it helped for it to reproduce or live longer or do better. So, we have found some manure compost combinations that are effective at reducing some of these nematodes. And we also have evaluated some chemicals that are effective. So if you have any questions, yeah. Do you have any questions?
When are you applying the manure in the spring?
Most of our applications have been in the spring. For us, that has been effective. I think for nematode control, probably in the spring would be more effective because you are having, you know, an immediate reduction then when the plant is most susceptible, when it's beginning to grow. If you apply it in the fall, then those populations can kind of come back with, you know, weeds during the fall and winter. And also the nutrients that you are applying in the manure will be most available for the plant. I do see the very practicality and benefits of applying it in the fall, and I'm not against that. For the fall, I think most of the impact would be on soil health, maybe increasing microorganisms, but for the effect of having that, I'm calling it like a biofumigant, because this compounds in the compost are actually killing some of the nematodes. The lab trials have led us to believe that a lot of the death of these nematodes is actually chemical and not biological. So a chemical caused by things like the butyric acid. We have done analysis on what is there in the ones that are affected versus the ones that are not. So things like butyric acid, acetic acid, probably some anaerobic conditions developed by the microbial decomposition. So those things are working to reduce the populations there. And if you apply it in the fall, that would be a reduction, but then they will have time for their populations to kind of come back again. So they both have benefits, you know, benefits, and there's good things and bad things about applying it in the spring and fall. If your main focus is nematode control, maybe the spring would be better. If your main objective, I think that would be the best way to say it. 3 minutes, okay. So any more questions?
In your control, do you compensate for the fact that with like manure or compost, you're getting way more nitrogen applied? So in your control, do you compensate for that at all?
Yes, that has been our objective every single time, to apply to calculate the amount of nitrogen. So we don't do it really for the other nutrients, but we do it for nitrogen, try to compensate for that. So apply less fertilizer, less nitrogen fertilizer in the plots where we are applying compost in order to compensate for that.